Making a Minecraft server in 1.19.4. That's what this video is about. This is the in-depth guide on how to do exactly that, and it covers everything from downloading the server software to getting that server up and running to then allowing your friends to join. It's all covered in this video. But there are some things that this server can't do. One, it's only meant for your friends, your family, people that you trust, right? If you would invite someone over to your house, that's the same person that you want to allow in this server. You don't want to allow just anybody and everybody on your Minecraft server if you make it using this video. The reason for that is because anyone who joins this server can do things like DDoS you, hit you offline, and figure out where you live down to your latitude and longitude coordinates. Thus, this server is only for your friends and family. On top of that, you're going to need good hardware and a good internet connection in order to host a server on your own computer. Not only will you need to host a Minecraft server, you also need to be able to play Minecraft while hosting a Minecraft server. That requires a pretty decent PC these days, and it's not just as simple as joining a server after you start it. On top of all that, you're going to need to port forward your server, which can be a bit more difficult, and I would recommend having some tech skills going into this. If you don't have any, we're going to really try to make this as easy as possible, but if you know some basic things and how to log into your router and stuff like that, it can make it easier. We're going to make and provide solutions for that, but it's not required. So overall, this server is only meant for your friends, your family, people that you can trust. You need to have a decent computer as well as a decent internet connection. You're going to have to port forward for this, and we recommend having a decent amount of technical skill in order to do and start your own server. This takes a while. As you can see, this video isn't a short one, so yeah. Luckily, there is a solution to all of this, and that is Apex Minecraft Hosting. Apex Minecraft Hosting is the one-stop shop for starting your Minecraft server. Not only can anyone join your server, you can make your server public or private. It's completely up to you. You can also join your server if you can just play Minecraft. If you can join a server like Hypixel, you can join your own server on Apex Minecraft Hosting. On top of that, they take care of your server security, so you don't have to worry about DDoSes or anything like that, and you don't even have to port forward with Apex. They take care of that as well. Lastly, you can start a server with Apex in under 5 minutes, get it up and running 24 hours, 7 days a week. Whereas if you start a server on your own computer, it's only up and running while your computer's up and running and you're actively managing it. Now, luckily, Apex is a sponsor of this video, but we also trust them so much that we host every single Minecraft server we have ever started on Apex Minecraft Hosting. Apex truly is the best Minecraft server hosting company out there, and you can check them out at the first link in the description down below, thebreakdown.xyz/Apex. At Apex, not only is it under 5 minutes to get your server up and running, you can do one-click installation of over 200 mod packs, you can add plugins to your server, you can add mods to your server, and if you have any issues, they have a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week live chat that you can reach out to for help in order to solve those issues in real time. Truthfully, they're the best around. We don't just say that. We review the top Minecraft server hosts that are out there every single year, and Apex has won nearly 5 years running. So go check out Apex, the first link down below, thebreakdown.xyz/Apex, to get a server up and running the easy way, and don't worry about starting it on your own computer. But what if you're like me and you're curious, if nothing else, about starting a server on your own computer, and while Apex might be the better option, you want to do it yourself? Let's go ahead and get it done. First things first, you want to go to the second link in the description down below. That's going to take you here. This is our complete guide on how to make a Minecraft server for 1.19. This is obviously working for 1.19.4. We check it, we update it, all of that stuff. Nevertheless, once you're here, you want to scroll down and click on the Download Minecraft button. And by the way, if you want to go at your own pace, this will do that. We also have a big update coming to this article within a month or so. But nevertheless, let's go ahead and click on the green Download Minecraft button. That will take you to the official Minecraft.net website where we can download the Minecraft server jar. So right here it is. Go ahead and click on Minecraft_server 1.19.4.jar there to begin this server.jar download. That's what's going to basically be the server software that runs our server later. Now let's go ahead and minimize our browser, and we want to move that file we downloaded to our desktop. Luckily, it's going to be found in your downloads folder, so click the little Windows icon. It's in the top left of my screen, bottom left of your screen, or bottom center of your screen on Windows 11. Go ahead and type in downloads. You'll probably have File Explorer here. You may also have the ability to select the downloads folder, but we're going to go ahead and open up File Explorer. Then go into Downloads by going to this PC on the left-hand side and clicking on the Downloads folder here. There's that server.jar we downloaded. We can drag that to our desktop. It is also worth mentioning that you may need to keep or save this file when you download it. That's 100% safe. This was downloaded from Minecraft.net. That's the official Minecraft website. If you've played Minecraft, you've downloaded something from Minecraft.net. Google Chrome's just a little weird sometimes and does freak out. It didn't for me there, but you may need to keep or save the server.jar. Nonetheless, though, with this on our desktop, we want to go ahead and create a new folder. You can name this whatever you want. I'm going to name it Minecraft 1.19.4 server. Again, though, you can name it anything. Then you want to take the server.jar and drag and drop this into the Minecraft folder that you created there, the Minecraft server folder. Now, at this point, you should be able to just double click on this, and it's going to try to start some stuff. It's going to generate some folders and files, but ultimately nothing is really going to happen except generating these files, including, most importantly, the eula.txt. But there's some of you out there that are freaking out right now because that didn't work. That just did not happen. And in those cases, we have a solution, and that solution is this: Java 17. Java 17 is required for Minecraft servers. It's also required for Minecraft mods, and we have an in-depth guide that goes over everything you need to know to get Java 17 up and running. It even addresses the age-old question: do you need Java 18? No, you don't. Java 17 is what Minecraft uses, and that's what you need right now. That might change in the future, and if it does, this article will update, but right now, Java 17 is what you need. Now, after you get Java 17, you may need to run the jar fix, and this is especially important with a Minecraft server. So much so, I would say, if you couldn't just double-click on the server.jar, get Java 17 and run the jar fix if you're starting a server. So what does this do? Well, it takes all the jar files on your computer and links them back to the Java you installed, Java 17 in this case, making them work happily together. Another in-depth guide that covers everything can be found in the description below. But nonetheless, we go ahead and minimize our browser and double click on that server.jar to generate the eula.txt file. Now, if you didn't generate this file, but you generated everything else here, you can actually just go ahead and create this. And when you create it, all you need to do is make sure you name it eula.txt. And then you need to make sure this right here, eula equals false, is in there. In our case, though, we actually want to change it to eula equals true. And that is assuming that you agree to the Minecraft EULA here, which we do. So go to that link if you agree to the Minecraft EULA, then change eula equals false here to eula equals true, exactly like that. No spaces, no anything. If you have a space here, this will not work. So you want to make sure that it's eula equals true, no spaces, nothing like that. Then go ahead and click File, Save, and boom, our eula.txt is saved. We can double click on the server.jar, and it's now going to go ahead and open up the Minecraft server. Our Minecraft server is going to start, and you can actually join your server. If you do get this, by the way, it's incredibly important. I can't stress how incredibly important this is for you to make sure that public and private networks are selected here. Then click Allow Access. Now, if this didn't pop up and you have issues later on, let's say your friends can't join your server, or maybe even you can't join your server. Well, we do have an in-depth guide in the description on how to fix that, and that is how to allow Java through Windows Defender. It's in the description, as I said. It's helped over 250,000 people fix that exact issue. And if you didn't get that pop-up and are having issues later on, this could be why. Or if you misselected something in that pop-up, no worries, this will help you. But nonetheless, we can now go ahead and join our server. So I'm going to open up Minecraft and join it. Now, you're the only person that can join your server right now, but it is worth testing. I think it's really cool to join your server for the first time. Let's go ahead and open up Minecraft. I'll show you how you're going to join your server, and then we're going to allow your friends to join your server. So here we are. Minecraft is open, and our server is running. You can see done here. That means your server is done starting up. Once you see done, you're good to go. But nonetheless, we can now come over here, click on multiplayer. If you get this pop up, go ahead and click proceed. And then what we want to do is click on direct connection. Now, you don't have to direct connect to your server. It's an option. You can also add it to your server and enter in the IP address here, which, by the way, the IP address we're going to be using is simply localhost. And then if we do our local Minecraft server as the name, click done, boom, there it is. There's our server. You can also direct connect via localhost. It doesn't matter what you do. And when you join in, you'll see it on the left-hand side. There it is. My username is Nick's Games, and boom, it joins right on in. This is the server. This is the server that we started. At this point, you can opt yourself to do that. Come over here to the console area and type in OP and then your username. You might be like, why would I do that? Well, it allows you to do things like ban players in games. You can do /ban. You can also whitelist players. And of course, you can change your game mode if you want to things like creative. So there you go. That's what you can do once you're opt. You kind of have a unlimited reign. It's like turning on cheats in single player. You might be like, what are you doing? Right now, I'm just kind of deleting some of this mountain. So later on, when we join this server, after we have port forwarded and allowed our friends to join, you'll know it's the same server because, well, I just hollowed that out. But nevertheless, there you have it. That's how you can join your server. And that's how you'll always join your server. You should always just join via localhost. Now, sometimes that won't work. You may need to use 0 as your IP, right? So we can use 0, hit enter. It's going to take us right on into the same server. We can also use our IPv4 address, which we'll be finding next because we need that to port forward. So let's go ahead and move on. Most cases, localhost or 0 will work. You may need to use your IPv4 address, but that's pretty rare. Nevertheless, at this point though, we need to port forward in order for your friends to be able to play on this Minecraft server. So to do that, we're going to close out of Minecraft. I'd also recommend stopping your server. To do that, always come over here and type stop in the text box and hit enter. That's going to close out of the server right like so, ensuring that it is stopped correctly, right? And make sure the world's saved and all of that. Now we can go ahead and close out of this, and we can go ahead and open up Windows. Is this called Windows Explorer? I don't think it is. It's the start menu here. In the start menu, by clicking that little Windows icon, we want to go ahead and type in CMD. Now we have the command prompt. We want to open that up, and then in command prompt, we want to type ipconfig, ipconfig, exactly like that, and hit enter. Now what we want to do is make note of a few numbers here. Specifically, we want to make note of the IPv4 address. See, I was just talking about that, and the default gateway. So the IPv4 address is going to be 192.168.1.16. Yours is probably going to be completely different. And guess what? That's perfectly okay. And that's why we're getting the number this way. Now, the next one is the default gateway. I just have one default gateway. So mine's 192.168.1.1. Some of you might have a big, long default gateway that's numbers and letters. Well, if that's the case, look under it. And most likely, if you look under it, you will see just numbers, right? Make note of the one that's just numbers. That's the one that we need. We don't need the one that's numbers and letters. No reason to, copy all that or anything like that. Just the one that's numbers, and it's going to be on the second line, most likely, under default gateway. So default gateway, it'll have a long string of numbers and letters, and then it'll be blank over here and have another string of numbers. That's what we want. So once you've made note of those, you can either write them down or do what I did here, type them in the notepad. We can then go into our browser, then open up a brand new tab, and up here at the top where you would type in the breakdown.xyz, youtube.com, where you would normally type in a website or make a Google search, go ahead and copy and paste in your default gateway. Then go ahead and hit enter. Now, at this point, some sort of login box is going to appear. As you can see, our login box is just popped in from the top. Some of them are nice and pretty GUI-based login boxes. They're in the center of your screen. Some are just like a true pop-up, where it's a completely new window, but some sort of login box will appear. What do you enter in here? Well, it's your router's username and password. Luckily, we have an in-depth guide on finding your router username and password in the description. It goes over a few different methods, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Most people find it, by the way, by method 3. However, some people do, in fact, have to contact their ISP. But like I said, most people find it by method 3. This is going to be different than your Wi-Fi password, and it can usually be found on your router itself or by using the default gateway. The person who set up your internet may also have the router password. I'm going to go ahead, enter my router login information here, and then it's time to port forward. There we go. I've now logged into my router, and once you're in your router, what we're looking for is something called port forwarding. Now, there's a million different names for this, and I'm going to be going over some of them here, and as many as I can think of, but we also have an in-depth guide on how to port forward on any router. This is the most popular routers that are out there: Verizon, Netgear, Asus, Linksys, TP-Link, Cisco. It's all covered. And one thing that is worth mentioning here is if your router isn't covered, still watch that entire video. You might be thinking that's a waste of time. But a lot of routers just kind of copy each other's software. So your software may be a Cisco-based software. And so whenever you go and log into your router, you're going to probably be like, whoa, this is a lot like Cisco. It's different branding, different color scheme, things like that, but it's very similar. So that's where this can come in handy. We also do have an article down here as well. But nevertheless, what does port forwarding look like? Well, on my router, it is in advanced. Then it is in advanced again, and then it is in port forwarding / port triggering. For you, it may be in advanced, it may be in admin, it may be in apps and gaming, it might be in security. Very common, it is in the security tab. It could be in the firewall tab, it could be in the gaming tab, it could be in the apps forwarding tab, or the NAT, N-A-T forwarding. NAT editing, N-A-T editing, or NAT triggering, N-A-T triggering, right? This term NAT can be used obviously a lot with port forwarding. Port forwarding obviously is popular. Security, firewall, things like that is what you're looking for. It's not uncommon for it to be in like an apps and gaming area. That's where a lot of the routers I've had in the past is, but with this Netgear Orbi router, it is in advanced and then advanced again. Administration is also a popular place for port forwarding. But nevertheless, what you're looking for is port forwarding, single port forwarding, one port forwarding, things like that. Nevertheless, we have port forwarding here. Now, once you find port forwarding, you want to either go ahead and add a port forward, add a custom service, create a new port forward, or you may just have a big, long list of drop-down boxes with some of this information like service name or ID, protocol, port 1, port 2, external, internal, first port, second port, anything like that, as well as like a device drop-down or an IP address. And if that's the case, you have a long list of boxes, just go with the first box, enter this information, and then save it. But nevertheless, we have created add a new port forward. Now, for service name here or ID, this is just going to be Minecraft Java Server. You can name it whatever you want. I like to just identify it quickly, and Minecraft Java Server does that. For the protocol, we want to change this to either UDP/TCP, TCP/UDP, or both. You want to make sure that both of these are selected. A lot of times it just says the word both, so you want to select that. If for whatever reason you cannot select both of these, do this port forward twice with everything exactly the same except TCP and UDP. Once you should do TCP, and then the next time do UDP. But 99% of cases, both can be selected, either by selecting the word both or TCP/UDP or UDP/TCP. Now, the next part's actually really easy. Anytime you see the word port, P-O-R-T, you want to simply enter in 25565, right like so. External port, 25565. Internal port, 25565. First port, second port, outside port, inside port, 25565. So external ports, 25565. Internal port, guess what? 25565, right like so. Now for your internal inside IP address, your local IP address, this is going to be the IPv4 address we found earlier. So 192.168.1.16. You may also have a device drop-down list, and I could actually select my server or my computer right here from this drop-down list. And that's what you want to do, is select the computer that you're starting your Minecraft server on. So in my case, it would be this one here. We can click that little box, but for you, it might just be a drop-down box that you select your computer in. Go ahead and click apply, and now your port forward is done. In some rare cases, you will need an external or outside IP address for your port forward. Very rare that happens, but guess what? No matter what, you need your external public IP address. Why is that? Because that is what your friends are going to use to join your Minecraft server. Where do we find that? Well, we have a link in the description to what's my IP address. And this is where you can see some of the information that people can get from your IP address. Your region, your city, your latitude and longitude coordinates. That's why using Apex Minecraft hosting is so important, because they protect all that stuff. Your server can be given to anybody, and that's okay because Apex is who is handling it. But nevertheless, you can just click on this to copy it or highlight it and copy it. It does not matter. And then once you've done that, we can navigate back over to your router if you needed it over here. Most of you didn't, 99% of you didn't, but for those that did, go ahead and enter that there. And now we can join your server. To do that, you want to go ahead and start your server. This is as simple as opening up the Minecraft server folder and double clicking on that server.jar file. That's then going to open up your Minecraft server, and once it says done, we can then join it. But we also need to open up Minecraft. So let's go ahead and do that. And as you can see, it already says done. Look how fast that was. Done. Boom. And now we want to go ahead, open up Minecraft. Let's join our server via our public IP address. So here we are. Minecraft is open. Our server is running. Now we want to go to multiplayer, click proceed, and then we can add this server. Now, one of the things that are worth noting, you may not be able to join your server via the public IP address. It just might not be possible because, well, simply some ISPs, internet service providers, don't allow you to connect back to yourself, because that's what you're doing, right? You're taking your Minecraft server, you're going into Minecraft, you're saying, hey, I want to join this server, but this server is you, right? It is the computer that you're connecting to the server from. So that's a little weird. It's an IP address connecting back to itself. A lot of times ISPs can handle it fine. Some can't. And so that's why if you can't join via your public IP address, you should just join via this. Your local IP, the local host IP, that's what you need to use. The only people that have to join via your public IP are your friends, right? Your friends, your family, people that you trust to join the server are the only people you want to give the public IP to and who need to join it using that IP address. But nevertheless, we can go ahead and paste that in here. And you can only see 177. You can also only see that back on the website because that's the last 3 digits. those are fine to give out. The rest of it we do not want to give out because you can see what you can get. Your latitude, your altitude coordinates can be gotten from that. But let's go ahead, click on done here, and then we now have the public IP. If we refresh, this will load in. A lot of times it can take a second because, like I said, it's connecting back to you. Right, it's very, very weird. But there it is, public IP. We can double click on this and it will log right on in, as you can see on the left-hand side. Now, as we can see, there is some white spacing over here, but Nick's Games did join. The reason we're whiting this out is because, well, you can see the IP address that I joined the server with. That's my public IP. But nonetheless, there you go. Same server. You can see there's our little area we dug out, and yeah, we are good to go. We can now let our friends join. Now, in some cases, your friends won't be able to join your server. Why is that? Well, it could be for a few reasons, but the most popular reason is because of this. You need to allow Java through Windows Defender. That's a very simple reason, and why most people need to fix and allow their friends to join. So first things first, check this. Then check your port forward. It could be that make sure your firewall settings on your router are allowing port forwards. Rarely that'll be a thing, but occasionally it is. And then last but not least, you may just need to fix a broken Minecraft server. And that's where this in-depth guide comes in. 21 minutes of us doing just that. Troubleshooting tons of different issues that you may have with your Minecraft server. And last but not least, you may want to add more RAM to your server. If that's the case, we have an in-depth guide on how to do that. It goes over everything you need to know to add additional RAM to your Minecraft server. And whether that be 2 gigabytes, 3 gigabytes, 4 gigabytes, or even more, we show you how to add even more RAM than that. So if you have any questions, let us know in the comment section down below. And be sure to like the video and subscribe if it did help you start your very own Minecraft server. Truthfully, starting a Minecraft server is one of the best things you can do, in my opinion. I love it. I'm constantly running different Minecraft servers, and usually that is through Apex because I want them to be public. I want people to be able to join them, but in certain cases, that won't be the case. And yeah, if you do want to get an Apex server, though, be sure to check out that first link in the description down below, the breakdown.xyz/Apex. It really is the quickest and easiest way to start a Minecraft server. Your server will be up and running in under 5 minutes. I believe this video has surpassed 20. So, nonetheless, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel for more incredible content. Be sure to check out one of the videos on your screen right now. YouTube thinks you'll like them, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.